My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Afraid. And I've heard nothing good about this movie. Like, everybody who has watched it hates it. So, is it really that bad? Yeah, I didn't like this movie, and I would never watch it again. But let's begin talking about the cast. And John Chow, I think, did a pretty decent job. He carries this movie well enough. Catherine Waterston, I thought, did a perfectly fine job. Havana Wars Liu, I thought, did a perfectly fine job. Keith Carradine did a perfectly fine job. Lukita Maxwell did a perfectly fine job. And David Desmalchian really isn't in this movie much, so he doesn't stand out. But the cast does a perfectly fine job. Nobody is great, but nobody is bad either. It is a strength of this movie, and I do think there's something here about the progression of technology. We live in a day and age where there's all these tools like deepfake and chat GPT coming out, and I think there's a part of us that is worried about what can come next. And even in this movie, there's an aspect of how this AI makes everything too easy, and I think those could be interesting ideas, but this movie doesn't feel like anything new. Like, AI has been explored in so many movies for decades. Like, the movie even references 2001 A Space Odyssey, a movie that came out in the 60s. There's Alien, which came out in the 70s, and it's been explored plenty of times since. And even recently, there was Megan, and I love Megan. I think that is a fantastic movie, and I am excited for the sequel, Megan 2.0, and the spin off, Soulmate. I think that universe has plenty of potential, but I kind of want the Megan movies to be the only franchise to explore it now. Like, we don't need Afraid. We don't need that new Megan Fox movie, Silverings. Just, it's too much. It really is. We don't need 16 different movies, 5 different franchises exploring AI. It's too much. And I just feel like this movie doesn't do anything well enough to justify its existence. And on top of that, this movie is not scary at all, and it tries to be. There's a bunch of cheap jump scares that just really suck. I know it's part of the movie, but the movie does use AI visuals, and I hate it. I think it's ugly, and I get that's part of the point, but I still don't want to see it. And the last act of this movie is awful. Like, it is so bad. Like, you can see the potential for the first half, but with every twist and turn in the second half, they take this simple premise and overcomplicate it to the point where it just becomes a convoluted mess. And the big climax, like, what were you thinking? Like, just baffling. I don't really hate the ending though. Like, I don't know, there's something mildly effective about it, how AI is here and it's not going away. And yeah, I liked that note, but everything else in the last act leading up to that note just failed miserably. So, what do I think about this movie? It's just nothing new. It's not as effective as it could be. It's a movie I'm going to forget about tomorrow. It's not boring, I'll give the movie that. The cast does a fine job, and there is some good ideas, but I really didn't care for it. So I'm giving Afraid 3 out of 10. Okay, Afraid, have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.